Keinemusik event happened in Gunnersbury Park, right? So I wanted to speak a little bit about it because some of the reception or the reaction around it hasn't been that great. Has not been that great whatsoever. So let's kind of go through and see what exactly went down. So as most of you guys will know, Keinemusik are an incredible, I guess, production trio, DJ trio, who mainly play like, what would you call it, like Afro house, tribal house, piano type of shit. Two white guys and a mixed race dude from Germany, and they've gone from like, they've become global superstars now. I read somewhere actually recently that Adam Port is going to have like a channel, a radio station on the new Grand Theft Auto when that eventually comes out. They've done events with AP. They've done events in Ibiza together, loads of different places. So they are fucking goated when it comes to the shit that they do in it. Like they know exactly wild one when it comes to their thing. But I guess over the years, I've gone to a bunch of their shows, and I have noticed that because they've become incredibly popular, the production of the shows, the whatever of the shows, hasn't been the greatest. Not gonna lie, has not been the greatest. So I've purposely, similar to maybe Innovision shows, have decided to stay away when it comes to attending anything regarding Keinemusik. I just don't go. Let's start with the positives, right? Let's start with the positives. So this is a post courtesy of the Keinemusk Crue page. I'm not sure if Keinemusik Crue is controlled or handled by somebody in Keinemusik, or if it's an unofficial account set up by fans, but Keinemusik kind of embrace it because it's the main place where they kind of post all info regarding Keinemusik. But regardless, this is a post from Keinemusik where they kind of posted, I think it's the only one, right, which shows the whole London situation. And the first thing to kind of say in terms of positives is I like the sign. I don't like the word underground, but I like the overall sign. I like that they kind of incorporated the London Underground sign into their balloon, peace sign, whatever thing they've got hanging above their heads. In different shows, they have different interpretations of the cloud that they use, branding towards in terms of their DJ booth or DJ situation on the stage. And I quite like it because I feel like at least they're investing some money into the production of the show and trying to make it more than just like a black table, on a stage somewhere. They're trying to make it an experience visually to kind of capture, of course, visually to kind of, enjoy as you're there. And of course, it serves as a good fodder for social media if you're going to capture on your phone and shit. So I think I really do like that. I'm sure hopefully there's another angle here. Again, you can see another angle showing the sign itself above the DJs as they're playing. I think that's really cool. I also don't mind, this is going to be counterproductive and kind of go against everything that I kind of stand for, but I kind of don't mind that Keinemusik are super on the whole turning a DJ booth into a VIP box. I personally hate it across the board. I think it's really annoying and cringy and shit. And I think it kind of maybe fosters the wrong kind of attitude. I think Raven should be Raven should be kind of like a great equalizer. Like we're all the same underneath that roof in that field. Doesn't matter where we come from, what's our color and creed, what's in our bank accounts. We're all the same. We're all here to celebrate whoever's playing music in general, vibes, So I think sometimes having these VIP spots, these unofficial VIP spots, whatever it may be, but I think they were VIP spots because I'm sure they're selling tickets for that section. It can create like a weird disconnect and division, separation, a hierarchy between ravers, which I don't think needs to exist. But there are some places, a good example being DC10, a good example being Keinemusik events. Another good example might be like deck mantle, boiler room situation. There are some situations, some places where having people behind you playing or standing, ravers and shit, turning it into an unofficial thing, VIP spot, is actually good for the overall ambience of the rave. But I think in terms of branding and image, what Keinemusik are about, I think it works because they're known for having like cool, usually young, hot girls behind them. And I think it works well for them, right? Everyone's kind of smoking cigarettes. Everyone's got a cool little t-shirt on, doing their little thing. So it kind of works for the overall image. So I don't really mind the people standing in the booth going crazy. It's a bit annoying that everybody in the booth, there's probably more people in the booth with their phones out than people in the fucking crowd, but I don't mind it. And again, another picture of the DJs here behind the booth. You got Adam Port, you got Rampa, you got Anmi there smiling, having a good time. Everyone in the crowd seems like they're having a good time too, and person judging by his pictures. Although the crowd is very Caucasian, right? There's a lot of white people in this crowd, Look at this girl, she's trying to put her cutest model face on and shit. I also like the fact that I saw a bunch of people with silk scarves, because that's like an Adam Paul, maybe a Ramper thing, or mostly Adam Paul. It's kind of a style he used to do, a kind of a babushka style where you put the hat, you put the silk scarf underneath, on top of your hat, underneath your head, on your head, sorry, and then you put your hat on top of the fucking silk scarf, and have the silk scarf kind of popping out of the corners, or you'd wear the silk scarf like a little cravat type of thing around your neck and shit. And Adam Port's been kind of famous for that look. So everybody that turned up there, kind of similar to those Pitbull performed recently in the UK, in London anyway. I think he performed in O2. And it was really funny to see a bunch of people get on the trains. I saw them earlier, or when it happened actually, I think last week, dressed up as Pitbull. People were buying like bald caps and like suit jackets or white vests and shit, or really tight button-up shirts, and heading over to Pitbull rave. So that was kind of cool. And of course, we've seen it with the Beyonce concerts, everyone dressing up like a cowboy. So it's kind of cool to see people embrace, or like, you know, paying homage, I guess, giving Adam Port his flowers, or Keinemusik flowers, just aesthetically. I saw a bunch of people in the crowd wearing Keinemusik merch, a bunch of people dressed up like Ramper, a bunch of people dressed up like Adam Port. So that's pretty cool. Another positive there. And again, the scale of the show. To put on a show like that, I don't know what the attendance or quantity, you know, must have been there, but it must have been in the high thousands. To put something like that on and to have it run, not without a hitch, but it still ran, it's very impressive. Very fucking impressive. To put that scale of a production on is it's no easy task. So big up Keinemusik and Krankbrother for that one. Again, loads of the imageries are kind of cool as well from the event. You got to see exactly what went down. Gives you an idea of what happened. Gives you loads of FOMO for the next event and shit. Now you got Adam Port doing another style now. I guess he's changed it, where he's now wearing his silk scarf across his body, like a bag or something. I'm not too sure if that's it is, or if that's like a way he tries to hold his bag. I'm not too sure, but maybe we'll see a bunch of ravers starting to do that now going forward. And again, another angle of the crowd and the stage there. That's pretty cool. I didn't see that, by the way. There's like a little bit of shade here. There's a cover over the DJ booth. I didn't really notice that before. I wonder if that's actually shade, or if that's to protect the DJ booth from rain. But it is slightly tinted. That's pretty cool. That must have been nice for the DJs. Not good for the ravers, because you're standing there and look at the sky, pure blue, no cloud in sight. So people were getting absolutely burned on that dance floor, which I think some people probably enjoyed. A girl there holding an Arsenal top, big up her. You got Ramper with a Keinemusik shirt. I guess this is a Black Sabbath inspired one that probably hasn't come out yet, and this is really cool too. He's got a pair of headphones from his company called, I forgot how you pronounce it. Is it Teal or Teely? Headphones are meant to be coming out soon. Hopefully when they do come out, I'm going to definitely get a pair. They look like a good upgrade on the, you know, standard HG25s. But this looks like a custom made pair with chrome hearts. Purple velvet sort of thing going on there. Horsehair, I don't know what's going on there. And then the crosses are some sort of like hairy brown material. But it looks pretty cool. So he's got a chrome hearts collab on his headphones. We've got another angle. This is really cool, by the way. I just spotted this. So at the back of the stage, there are these massive square. Are they nets? I think there's sheets, right? I don't think this is LEDs, but they look like really huge, big squares. And in each square there's a letter, and it spells out London. That's fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm assuming when they go to different countries, it will spell different things. So London, NYC, Berlin, That is pretty fucking cool. Not sure how that would work, or what that adds to the show. Maybe, I don't know if it lights up and stuff. Don't think it does. Just a kind of a cool backdrop, but the scale of it is pretty huge, because that sign above the DJ booth is pretty massive. But look how high and look how long these fucking numbers are. Oh, sorry, the letters. So that's another really cool thing that they did. Another angle of the DJ booth. Me and Ramper there, hugging and kissing, and loads of white people going fucking crazy. And yeah, can't be mad, innit? I don't like the jorts, by the way. I hate the fucking long jean shorts everyone thinks doing. But again, I ain't mad at it. Now, what people were mad about is what people are commenting on the comments. So I've said all the good things, all the positive, tried to be as positive as I can. Now let's get into some of the hate, because people did not like it whatsoever. So this is courtesy of somebody here in the comments who says the following. Honestly, I was looking forward to Keinemusik in London, but musically it felt underwhelming. So not even production wise, they're complaining about the music. Interesting. Which I think a lot of people complain about. I think I've heard some people refer to kind of music as like boring hotel lounge music, or I've heard somebody say it's like, what's that hotel in LA? Like the standard music or something like that, right? Like standard lobby music and shit. So people sometimes aren't the biggest fans of it. I've heard some people launch criticism about them because they're like, you know, two white guys in the group, and they play a lot of like African inspired music. I'm a piano stuff. They collaborate with Black Coffee. They're playing in other parts of Africa and shit. They're on big lineups, and maybe other black DJs who play a similar sound don't get the same looks that they do, which I think is unfair because these guys have been in the game for a long time, and they've been playing tribal infused house music for a long time too. So I think they paid their dues. I wouldn't say it's a racism type of thing personally. But let's continue. The person says the set lacked that deep organic groove that usually defines their sound. Transitions were basic. The selection leaned too commercial, more like a TikTok playlist than a kind of music experience. There were a few nice moments, especially during the sunset, but overall it didn't have the emotional build-up or the energy we've seen from them in the past. Disappointing considering what they're capable of. So this is a really good, honest feedback, to be fair. He's not complaining about the price. He's not really complaining about the volume, or she, I think it's a girl. But basically he's giving them a lot of constructive feedback. I think I've heard people mention that about the transitions. I think at their level, when you're playing at that kind of scale, it's probably hard to put your best foot forward every single set. You're going to probably start phoning in at some point. So it's no surprise to hear the transitions or sections aren't the greatest. What else are they saying here? They are saying that the music was too commercial. I think that isn't maybe their fault. I think a lot of that sound now has become commercialized. I think Amapiano's like as popular as it's ever been now. You're probably not going to find a lot of interesting Amapiano music anymore because everyone kind of baited up and, you know, has gotten into it. Similar to like Afrobeats and shit. Afrobeats music nowadays probably isn't as good as it was in the beginning, or maybe a couple of years ago, because it's now become a very popular genre. So a lot of people are jumping on it and making subpar music. Maybe you could say kind of music have to start digging more and investing more in the sound and starting to kind of, you know, maybe put on some different artists and shit, highlight some different moments. That could be true, but I don't think it should be blamed too much on them in that respects. And yeah, that was it, right? They liked one moment that was in the sunset. Cool, no problem there. Another person here said, defo the worst set you guys have played so far. You guys are knowing for playing music made with emotion and feeling. Real good stuff. Yesterday you guys only played a bunch of disconnected tracks. Very disappointed. Last year was way better. The real kind of music style I know since 2016. So these are fans, right? These are proper long time fans who have seen kind of music play all around the world, probably mainly, or maybe even all in whenever they come to the UK. So they can attest to like, no, I saw you play last year. I saw you play 2 years ago and this was terrible. So I wonder if they're going to actually listen to that type of feedback, or they're going to judge it as just purely hate. I wonder. Another person says, the boys, you really need to reflect on this event. Another person says, underground, love it, which obviously isn't true because they're not really underground. London Crown gave the absolute best, someone said here. Oh no, Anmi says. Another person says, honestly, one of the most disappointing events I've been to. The set was super slow and boring. It dragged on for 5 hours and just made everyone tired. Could have been way better if it was a higher, tighter 2 hour set with actually decent music. It didn't live up to the hype at all, and it felt like there wasn't much respect for the fans. The crowd was getting frustrated, and there was so much pushing because no one could really vibe to the music. The funny thing about Amapiano, or like, you know, some of this tribal based music, I don't know if people have actually DJ'd it before, but if you actually try to DJ that type of music in an event, you'll realize how difficult it is to get it right. Because something that I noticed, like as soon as you start to play 2 to 3, 4, 5 Afro House records, it really starts to kind of slow down the event, no matter what the BPM is. It's not really high octane jumpy music. Some of the best music from that genre is the sign of chill, sitting by the pool on the beach, at a fucking, you know, beachfront property somewhere, in a nice cocktail bar somewhere type of music. It's not really the type of music that would work across or work that well in the festival, I don't think. I guess maybe you weave it into a high octane set for like some of the slower moments, give people a chance to get their water and chill the fuck out. But it's kind of hard to play, I'm not gonna lie. People underestimate how hard it is to keep the energy up on that type of music, in my humble opinion, having played it a few places, whatever it may be. The tighter 2 hour set thing, I agree. I think they make a good point, but I think in practice it'll be difficult because if I'm not mistaken, the tickets to this London event were really, really expensive, probably north of £100. I don't think a lot of people in London will be happy if they paid £100 to see these guys play for 2 hours. No matter how tight it was, I think they'd be pissed and be wanting to have more even money for their buck. So, you know, be careful what you wish for, because I think most people wouldn't like it in the slightest. Most wouldn't like it. Another person says here, it was a shit show. Overcrowded, poor management, horrible sound. The music you guys played, what the hell was that? After seeing you in Tulum, I had high hopes, but this was by far the worst event I've ever been to, and a waste of time and effort. That's interesting, isn't it, right? You would imagine, because of the global nature of fucking dance music, that they would want to put more effort into the London show, because most likely if you do the London show well and the videos go viral, you're probably going to end up playing in a bunch of other places because other locations want to bring you there. But instead, by account of this comment, they smashed it in Tulum for some reason. But then when it came to London, they kind of phoned it in. It's kind of odd, isn't it? They kind of did it the wrong way around. Another person here says, one of the worst DJ sets I've witnessed, coming from a fan. Wow. I know you guys don't plan sets, but the whole thing felt really unplanned, except for a few deliberate, absolutely shit songs that jilted you from any rhythm you thought you were getting into. Some of the mixing was atrocious, just trying to make crap go together. Wow. I wonder, like, what is the thinking? What is the idea behind not planning a set when you're playing at that sort of level? Sure, it doesn't make any sense. Surely if you're playing at that level, at that scale, you should be planning your sets. You should have a tight 2 hour set, maybe have an hour where you freestyle, but you should have a tight 2 hour set so that you can take your punters on a journey, and so you can also ensure that you play the hits. You know, that's what I'll do. Have a tight set for those 2 hours so you can make sure you fit all the hits in. That would be an ideal way to go about it. But I guess maybe they want to freestyle it because there's three of them playing, and maybe planning it would be more work than what it's worth. Who knows? But I think planning it will be a much better idea than doing what they did there. Another person says, one of the best sets ever. London was pure magic. This is some random person. I don't think this agrees with the other sentiments. Been loving you in the past, still vibing in the present, and we're always in the future. You guys are truly the best in the world. Keep the rhythm alive. Dream team, stay together. You're unstoppable. Another person says, as a fan and follower, I'm truly disappointed. Last year, the performance quality was much better, and the emotional connection should have been made with the music, just wasn't there. It felt like a bunch of random tracks with no real feeling. Such a shame after all the anticipation I had for yesterday. So yeah, that's gutting, because there's some people that paid like hundreds of pounds for tickets to go see this event on resale sites and shit. And even the standard tickets were really expensive. I think they sold out in like 4 minutes or something stupid like that. So the demand was crazy. People were really looking forward to it. The promo for it was really cool. They projected all the dates, all the different locations they're doing the event on, like key iconic London buildings. I think maybe near the Barbican or something that looked really cool. But in the end, it turned out to be a bit of a shit show, according to people here on here. Another person says, no matter what people say, the event was great. If you don't know how to have fun and enjoy your time, it's no one else's fault. I don't agree with that, to be fair. The majority of people here are complaining and saying bad things. I don't think it means they were not having fun. I think the event wasn't as fun as they probably hoped it to be. Another here person says, my fifth Keinemusik, and sad to say the least soulful. Most of it felt very flat. Another person here says, honestly, this was the most disappointing show I've ever been to. The place was overcrowded. The sound was awful. The music, nothing like what we know them for. It felt totally off. Just noise with no flow or energy. I've seen you in Tulum in London before, and those were incredible. So I bought 40 friends this time, and most left early. Such a letdown. And she tags all the people from Keinemusik in that in that post as well, to make sure she gets their attention. I'm sure none of them are going to respond, because for some reason, DJs and whatever, especially DJs actually, they always have a very inflated sense of self. They don't really feel like they need to explain or lower themselves to talk to a lot of their fans. I'm assuming you know, some of these guys probably don't reply to DMs, especially from their fans, unless they're like, you know, very hot 21-year-old girls from Zurich or some shit. So, you know, you're probably not going to have any joy, especially if you're complaining, in terms of getting the response from them, which is really disappointing. But at least you get your feelings out there and your thoughts out there. So, you know, if they want to listen or not, people know while gone. So as you want to check some clips here, there's maybe we can see what went down. This is courtesy of the Gunnersbury Park location geotag thing on Instagram. Now it might be a bit fucked up because today I think this festival's happening, right? So let me see if I can see anything from Keinemusik. It's a cool picture. Any videos from this person? No videos? Yeah, there we go. Got some videos. Okay, first thing I don't like straight away is the cameras. There's way too many cameras out. Again, it's impossible to stop this sort of thing because it's a fucking park. But maybe a message, maybe something, you know, like a little communication, a comunicado oficial or something goes out. And like, hey guys, we're going to put on this event. It's going to be scorching. We want to see you guys dancing. We want to see your happy faces. We want to see all your outfits. We're going to have people in the crowd taking pictures. We're going to have drones flying around and shit. Don't worry. You don't need to take pictures. We'll have loads of clips available that you can kind of share and shit. You know what I mean? Enjoy the rave. Like, experience it. Be in the fucking moment. Maybe a little message like that, even not covering the stickers, might go a long way to reduce the phone usage because, Jesus, there's way too many phones out here. And most of these people won't rewatch these clips ever again. You see what I mean about that music? Like, even that drop, it didn't really do nothing, you know? That music is very, I don't know why it does that. It's very laissez-faire, very kind of like chill. Even that drop, which should have been like a real big moment, didn't really have the needed oomph. Now, maybe it's because everybody there is absolutely, you know, drenched in sweat, super tired, dehydrated, maybe. But it just lacks that extra bit of like pop. It's really annoying why that music does that. Any more video? Look at the and this girl's zooming in, right? This girl's zooming in. Look at the amount of phones, man. Fucking hell. This. I wonder what this type of experience is like for people that go raving, going and just having your phone and literally watching the show through your phone. You're not even watching it while you're there. It's like such a weird thing people do. Like, put your phone in your pocket, man. Absorb the rave with your eyes and ears and all the other senses. You don't need to fucking experience it through a phone. You're actually right there. Right there. God almighty. As the girl pans the camera back, I guess around to see her, you see all the phones. Like, God, it's like a sea of phones. Sea of fucking phones. Can't even see her face. I think she forgot it's on Zoom. Another post. Big up them though. Big up them though for fucking, you know, big up Courtney Russell for the pics and clips. It's good to hear. Good to see. We appreciate you. We appreciate you both.
Day by day. If I can live through this.
Oh, that's that song from the Blessed Madonna, right? Dun, dun, dun. I think it's a Blessed Madonna remix. I think of some strong, if I'm not mistaken.
What comes next will be marvelous.
This was nice. Whoop, not the drop. Oh, drop didn't come in there. Whatever this song is, this is fucking hard. This might be my favorite clip I've seen so far. But yeah, I guess it looked pretty decent. It looked really full. There was too many phones, not enough room to dance, not enough people dancing really. I'm glad the grass was looking in good nick, so your shoes weren't, I guess people's shoes weren't covered in like what do you call it, in mud dust and shit. It wasn't super dry. I think the grass maybe was kept wet and moist and something, so that's decent enough. A lot of white people, innit? I don't see much diversity there. Keinemusik attract a very Caucasian crowd. The speaker stack is quite good, isn't it? But allegedly I heard people say the sound was terrible. but it's a pretty big speaker stack there, and maybe some speakers around here. But allegedly, the sound was only good if you went right to the front. Standard, but that's a standard London thing. Most London festivals are terrible sound wise, mostly because of the limiter they put on the sound in most festivals here, because they're usually near residential areas and they have a lot of noise pollution rules and whatever else it may be. That kind of fucks it all up. Phil, there's a good example of it. But even if that wasn't the case, I think just in general the sound is shit in London festivals. You can even feel people are waiting for something. They're waiting for like a moment and it's not coming. I know this is probably influenced by the reviews I read, but even watching these clips, you can see that people are waiting for something to happen and nothing actually happens. Yeah, I guess so. More pictures of the bands. Oh, that's that Bad Bunny remix from Adam Porter. Let's play that one more time. I'm sure the Spanish speaking folk that are there were going crazy for this one. Look at the phones. Look at the amount of phones, bruh. God damn. Look at the phones. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. God almighty. Just too many, man. How are these motherfuckers enjoying themselves? What a weird situation to be in. Some of the music was good, some of it looked fucking terrible, all over the place really. What else? Let me see another one here. What's that? Yalla Habibi? What's this one about? This is a song by a person called Vanko, and it's called Mati and Sani, Yalla Habibi. Okay, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. Let's see anybody else here that went. Any cool video clips we can see from them. I guess everyone I'm seeing in the silk scarf, I'm assuming went to Keinemusik, and you can kind of see it based on the pictures, which I think is really corny, to be fair. I would never do this, dress like another person, to be fair. But it's also a little bit of harmless fun when you go into an event. But yeah, unfortunately the music, I guess, and the situation didn't really match up to all this sort of stuff. Let's see if there's any good clips from this person. This t-shirt says, "She said Keinemusik on me. Sometimes I miss her." Is hilarious. Any clips from these girls? Any clips? No clips. No clips. No. There you go. We've got a clip here. Is there any sound on that one? Oh, no sound. Maybe this young lady will have some clips. There we go. So literally everyone that was there had that fucking scarf over their head, under their head thing, innit? Like, what wallads, man. Like, I could never be that. Like, it's such a normie NPC thing to do. Like, just go and enjoy the event. You don't need to dress up the people you're going to go see. Like, it's not that, I don't know. Whatever. At least having fun though. At least having fun though. Big up them. At least having a good time. Yeah, I wonder if that London thing is there anyway in the whole duration at Gunnersbury Park, or if it's something that they organise. I wonder. More phones. What the fuck is that girl wearing? That's a nasty top. Is that like a bra top that's got a hood on it? What type of garms is that? Is that what I'm saying? Is that like a bikini top that's got with a hood? A bikini hoodie top? What? Also, looking at her bag, I wonder how many phones were stolen that day. I wonder how many phones got missing that day. I have a feeling quite a few. Let's see some more. Any more clips here? We've got some more clips here. I'm never not gonna have goosebumps when I hear people singing along to house tracks. That's fucking cool. People singing along to house music is fucking cool. I quite like that. But everybody dressed alike is really sending me. It's so fucking bizarre. But I guess it's not that different to people that go to like TikTok raves and wear New Rock boots and like, you know, harnesses and shit and chokers and have those really naff Y2K tattoos. Probably the same thing, innit? Just a different type of place, but same thing. Another post here. What's this one saying? It's a vlog. Don't know what's going on there. Oh, I did see a couple black people there. There's a black girl there on the floor, right? Yeah, okay. There are some blacks there as well. It wasn't just full of the mundeles. Okay, cool. Is some of the aesthetic? I see a lot of cowboy cartoon mixed with kind of music stuff going on there. Let's see if we got any more clips here we can play, and then we're gonna move on to our Reddit reviews. Any more clips? What about this person? Any clips? No clips. No clips. Just pictures. Cool. But yeah, it's full in it, man. It was fucking full house. It was a fucking full house, that's for sure. Alright, cool. We know what that is. We know that song. Any more? Give us some videos if you don't mind, ladies and gents. Nope, nothing here. Everyone wearing the silk scarf thing. There we go. A clip, but there's no music. Maybe the music got copyright struck. Anything else happening here? Okay, we're not gonna play that one. We don't care. I think that's it for the most part, right? There's no. Okay, there's one more clip here. Let's play this clip here. Oh, by the way, I love the DJ booth. The DJ booth is cool. Look at that. They designed this clear plastic perspex box shit for the DJ booth table. That's kind of cool. Instead of it being the standard dinner table, kitchen table fold out thing or the wooden thing, they've made it out of like clear plastic so you can see underneath. So I'm assuming so you can see their fits. I'm assuming that's why they did it. I think they did that DJ booth or DJ table that way and didn't cover it with a black piece of cloth so you can see their fits, because obviously the whole crew cares about clothes and shit and fashion and streetwear. So I think that's why they did that. I think that's a look at my fit, a DJ booth type of thing, which is hilarious. Too many people in it. Look at that. God, this definitely was oversold, innit? This had to have been oversold. Look at all the phones as well. Holy shit. It's even worse because everyone's got different cases, so you can see it's much more obvious here. Wow. This is definitely oversold. No way this was not oversold. Fair play, fair play. Anyway, let's do some Reddit reviews. Reddit reviews. This person says, Keinemusik London, worst concert ever. Share your experiences below. Courtesy of the Kloudmusik subreddit, which is a subreddit for all Keinemusik fans. Let's see what people are saying here. The first one, so bad. I shared my thoughts on this community just now, but it's made me not ever want to go to see them again. It's just a fake Coachella vibe filled with TikTok girls who think they're influencers and cool. The set was awful too. Such boring songs played throughout. They needed to make it more mixed with popular songs v not. Like I said, I don't think it's to do with the songs being popular. I just think that genre has a time limit. You can't play that stuff forever. That genre just isn't going to work forever. It's very kind of like, you know, slow and boring-esque. It's like, there's not much more you can do with that type of genre of music. There's not much more you can do with it, honestly. And obviously now it's become popular and commercialized. The productions now, you're getting on that great. So, you know, they're in it for the money, someone says here. It's very clear now. And the TikTok girls are pathetic. My friend got kicked twice, honestly. A big fuck you to the Keinemusik boys. I'd rather spend my hard-earned money on something else. Wow. Yep, me too. Majority put me off. Which unfortunately is a big part of like raves, isn't it? It's something you can't control, but the people that go really do dictate the community, the people, the ravers on the dance floor. They dictate the enjoyment or lack thereof that people are gonna have more so than what you do, you know, as a fucking organizer. The people that go. So if you attract a shitty crowd, people are gonna have a shitty time, no matter how good the quote unquote event is, which is impossible because I guess it's part of the event. So the shitty crowd, the event's not good. I don't know. Another one. Yeah, me too. Majority put me off. So many pretentious people pushed into the food queues too. Waited over an hour for food and had queue jumpers get served. Called it out and majorly screwed at them because I was so mad and disgusted vendors let them in. The whole setup of the event was shambles and the clientele of the group has changed. Pretentious people who think they're cool. Yeah. So it's gone from music heads or like hipsters and shit to like, I don't know, I guess posh people, for lack of a better term. Posh people who want to be a little bit underground, you know, but don't really want to get dirty. Maybe that's what we're seeing now. I don't really know. Another person said here, so sad to hear. It was definitely a shit show and the climate was definitely changed and Keinemusik boys seem to be liking and milking this new clientele. But honestly, I'm never spending money on them again. I wouldn't even go if someone paid me a lot of money to. But I think they've always wanted that. I think people are mistaken with I think Keinemusik, Adam Port exactly, or precisely, because I'm more familiar with Adam Port because I kind of remember him from the Super Future Forum days. And I've been following him as a DJ for a long time. He's kind of always given pretentious vibes anyway. I don't think Adam Port comes across as like the nicest, chillest, down-to-earth type of guy. He seems like somebody that's kind of up his own ass, which again, it's not a bad thing. Everyone's got their personality. But I do think it's not a surprise. They're also very fashion industry adjacent. I think Rampa is or isn't maybe going out with Naomi Campbell. She's not known to be the most warmest, bubbliest person in the world. The fashion industry is full of, you know, a lot of wankers. They do a lot of brand events with AP and all these other people. Those I would imagine will also be full of people that you probably wouldn't want to spend any time with voluntarily. So it's not a surprise. They've clearly been pushing themselves in that direction for a long time. They left behind the underground, which makes it funny why they put the underground on that sign. I guess it was maybe like a tongue-in-cheek joke because they are anything but underground right now. But yeah, I'm not surprised it's gone the way it is, but I also think this is intentional. I think they always wanted to get to the spot. It's kind of the opposite of of Innovision. I feel like with Innovision, Dixon and the rest of the guys are trying desperately to kind of battle or oscillate between doing commercial things and also doing underground things. But they're trying to keep a handle on it. They're not trying to overdo it, which is hard to do because I guess the money is really attractive too. It's hard to do. It must be hard to turn down some of these big things that are going to obviously make you look like you sold out. But the money is, you know, it's very tempting, I'd assume. So I get why they're there and I'm not surprised. Another person says, so this was my first time seeing them live. I have heard heard horror stories about their shows. My last show was Black Coffee, but I was a guest list, so it was very different. But this, for the moment we got to the park, it was chaos. There were just 4 doors, which essentially gaps in the fence. No queue system outside, but a massive crowd at each gap. Once through it, it was okay, except for 3 miles of barriers before you got to a ticket scan. Bag search and person search was 0, as evident by many dealers in the crowd. Well, people are complaining about the lack of search. Look how the clientele changes, isn't it? People are complaining there wasn't enough searches. Could you imagine that? People complain that they didn't search people enough. As evident by the many dealers in the crowd and the huge NOS canisters and balloons. Everywhere you turn, people were either snorting or doing balloons. Weed was everywhere and smelt horrible. Wow, people don't People don't enjoy that sort of stuff at raves. Okay, I didn't know that. I guess people sometimes want to go to a rave and not see that sort of stuff, or just not smell it. Maybe they don't want to see the drug use on the dance floor, and maybe they don't want to smell the weed. But I thought a festival in an open air, that's the perfect place to smoke a joint and listen to music. But I guess some people don't agree. Merch was crap. Was actually very disappointed with this, and the specific wearing the shirt, didn't buy one. Drinks I thought were reasonably priced. As the food, we got our food fairly quickly, but some new friends, they waited over an hour for pizzas. I was disappointed. To be honest though, if you're buying food at that type of event, you're a fucking idiot. You should be eating before, or you maybe should bring a snack with you to eat in the queue, but you shouldn't be fucking waiting to eat in there. That's a bit stupid, to be fair. I was disappointed by the set design. I quite like the set design. It was super lazy and the cloud was tiny. The guys, but to be fair, if it was huge, that would have been a health and safety liability as well. The guys themselves were also fairly low down, so impossible to see from anywhere but near the front. Oh, that's a good point. But maybe they tried to be low down to connect with the crowd. That's the problem. If you put your stage too high, people think you're disconnected and you kind of start looking like you're looking down on the crowd. If you put it too low, then people, to match the eye level of the people from the back can't really see you. So I guess you can't win. It was impossible to see them from anywhere but the front. I saw one fight. There was a fight there, an actual punch up. No security at all to be seen anywhere. They all just ran away after a few punches. The set itself was okay. Felt like the first couple of hours were a filler whilst we waited for the gates to close, and then it was all right. Ah, okay. So they purposely didn't play the bangers the first hour because not everybody was in. At least they didn't play Craig David again. I think I like the idea of seeing them live more than actually being there. Have tickets for Berlin, but considering not going. Oh yeah, there's a Berlin event happening, I think in August. I think Riznik is going to there. Riznik is one of the original members of Keinemusik. He left to kind of do his own thing. Or I think he left actually and kind of semi-retired, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to come back. So it's going to be one of the first times in a long time that all four people from Keinemusik are going to be playing together. So if you're in Berlin or if you've got a ticket, I would suggest you go because that might be better. Maybe with a Berlin crowd, it might improve. Yeah, if interested in merch, the set design was great, but please also get professionals involved and just make better. There have been so many great set builds all over the world, and London is just a white background with London in the black letters and tiny cliche underground cloud. It could have been so much better. I wouldn't say it was a con, but the VIP definitely is. I have not seen one single VIP that actually looks VIP. VIP at the event like this is actually only available to buyers or tables or guest entry. The purchase VIP just isn't it. Oh really? So there's another VIP on top of VIP. The VIP that you see on the listing site is just a shitty one. There's another one that you can get only if you know the people behind the set. I know that. The purchase VIP isn't it. I'm sure a lot of people buy exaggerating the stage, but just never seems worth it. And tables were £10,000. People were paying £10,000 for tables in the park. Wow. Really, I agree with you. They continue to answer random girls' DMs and putting them on guest lists so that that fan videos of the stage come nice. The security of the back. Oh, really? The security of the backstage told us if you know someone at the table, ask them to come and get you, and they will let you. And they only stopped when it got crowded. So there were tables at the back. Fucking cringe, innit? They had fucking tables near the stage. I told you about the girls thing, innit? If you got a beard, don't even try and DM them for track ID. You're not getting shit. But if you got big set tits and you're very, very, cute, you're definitely gonna get some looking. So at this point, seeing negative feedback, you would think it would be good together. They would do a full cool out. Cool. Loads of bad reviews. Let's see another one as well. Another post somebody said, why can't they just play Rapture Part 3? This person says, it was the worst kind of music event ever. Organization was shit. They play below average music. If they are so disinterested, they should just stop. I've attended better concert with less mainstream music from them. Still great vibes. This was the final straw in my Keinemusik journey. I'm never wasting a penny to see them anywhere in the world. Wow. Definitely felt like it was a lot of filler and summer transition look came through. We were still arriving when they actually got on stage. Sounded like they opened strong with All I Got Your Voice. Couldn't hear it, but it sounded like one of them. But the speakers were so bad we couldn't hear anything. Whilst queuing to buy merch, drinks or food. So our first song I actually got to enjoy was Never Ender, which was played at 7:10 which is actually a bit of a joke considering that it went on at 4:45. Jesus Christ. My girlfriend had the exact same thoughts. Rapture 3 would have been perfect. And then last post here from somebody. I just came back from the Keinemusik London show in Gunnersbury Park with friends, and wow, what a letdown. Firstly, the barriers into the park were horrendous, going around and round constantly to enter the main stage. Security was also a bit bad, given that they only searched your bag roughly and nothing else. Honestly, people in London are kind of narky, are kind of feddy. You know? Why are you complaining that they didn't search you well enough in a rave? Why is that a bad thing? I guess the benefits for some people, but God knows if anyone brought a dangerous weapon or no one's gonna bring it. No one's gonna gun people down at Keinemusik event. Relax. Layout was rubbish. Main stage with speakers nearby, could barely hear it, and the other end of the park. Food stalls had disgustingly long queues. We wait over an hour for chicken again. I don't think you should be buying food at a fucking open air event. You should be eating beforehand, or if at worst, eating the food in the queue before you go in. The people probably the main issue, cutting into queues for food. I had to call out a few people because they waited over an hour for food and they pushed in and had been served. Not to mention the pushing during the music set. So tight and couldn't breathe. Ended up standing way near the back, but if you stand in the back you can't hear it. The set that kind of played was so boring. They played same songs during the entire show, and the most popular ones at the end, they knew people would leave after they played their top songs. They really should mix it up. Felt like a wasted day. What do you think? How many times do we have to discuss that Keinemusik is cooked? Their crowds are awful and their sets are lazy. Same competition been going on for a year now. It's hilarious. Every show is the same shit. Plus or minus called kloudmusik. But that's the thing. Every year is the same shit. People keep going. That show looked full, man. That show looked fucking full. You look at there was a bunch of people there. Absolutely jam-packed. So I don't think they are missing out on anything, to be fair. Look at this. The show was full. People having fun, man. It looked full to me. I don't think they are hurting for any people coming through to the event. I think they're fairly fine in this situation. Let's scroll down. Let me see if I got anything more to show you before we move on. Back to the Reddit thing, and then we're gonna end. 2 more seconds, if you don't mind. Bear with me. Bada bing, bada boom. What else went down here? Keinemusik again. Let's see if we got anything else I can pull up on here. Any other quick clips? Is that a clip or is that a picture? That's a picture. We've seen that already. Let's see if these girls got any video clips. Double check. Any clips from these ladies? Must be some videos here, right? No videos, only pictures. Okay. People uploading pictures again on Instagram. What a change. Any pictures here from this young lady? Nope. Okay, cool. How about her? Nope. There you go. Got a video. No sound there for some reason. Annoying. Okay, no sound on that one. We got some sound here though, properly. What's that person say? You can see them right from the back. This person's at the back. You can see them pretty clearly. Or maybe later on in the day when everyone's on their shoulders you couldn't, but you can see pretty easily from there. I see some people doing some deals there. Okay, cool. And let's see this one. Is this Keinemusik too? Yeah, this is something Keinemusik too. That might be the VIP area actually. That might be the VIP table they're talking about. Probably get your food and shit. Okay, so there are these. What a weird situation, huh? So judging from the video, on the side, on the left and the right of the stage, there are these little sections, these squares that are like barriered off, and I'm guessing this must be the VIP spaces. So there's different little spaces. There's one there, maybe there's 3 on either side, and I don't know which one you get to stand in, but you can kind of see the stage, kinda, not really. Okay. There's a stage. Okay, another one. Ah, okay. So there's one area that's directly behind the DJ booth, and there's one area that's not, which is a bit of a par, in it. You kind of would want to have it all open so you can kind of figure out your way to get to that bit there. But I guess they're trying to, that's a crowd control thing, trying to make it keep it separate. But yeah, okay, cool. There's that. These are kind of good videos to kind of get inside what it looks like in a VIP booth. So big up this person. What's her name? Millie something. Less noise person. Shirt on. A lot of influence. Yeah, a lot of people filming content, isn't it? Like I get the vibe. I'd be really annoyed if I saw someone do like this type of behind the back twirling hot girl thing. Like, what the fuck, man? Just have a good time. Why are you wasting all this time on this content shit? Fuck, you know, and for like what 100 likes, like it's not worth it, mate. But the good thing about those areas is that you get your food quick. You get your food quick, and you can order your drinks quickly. So much talking. Cool. Any more I can see here? Keinemusik without any trending video audio. Let's hear this. Let's watch. Whoa! Look at, you see the Snake King crew. Do you see how long it took to get in? The queue snaked the barriers. There was like 17 rows there. God Almighty.
Look at that clear sky. Ah, love it. Look.
That's a brutal set, innit? That's the brutal set. Opening for Keinemusik in Gunnersbury Park sounds like an amazing set, but in practice it must be brutal. No one's dancing, hardly anyone's there. They're only there for Keinemusik. They don't give a fuck about who you can see all of them. You can look into their pupils. Oh, it's soul crushing, that one. That's a proper graveyard shift. That is where you fucking earn your, that's where you earn your money, mate. That's it. That's where you earn your money, opening up. So big up that girl who was playing, man. Big up you. Hopefully you had a good time, but that looked brutal. The food looks good. The food looks kind of tasty, not gonna lie. One thing we do good here in London, we had good street food, so the food looks decent. To be fair, this actually makes it look quite enjoyable. This girl here, what's her name? Big up Elaine. This actually makes it look quite like a vibe. Maybe because she was actually around regular people. But this actually doesn't look too bad. It's still a lot standing for me. A lot, probably too much posing, but she actually captured a lot more of the essence, the vibe. Everyone with this fucking scarf thing, innit? The fucking, what's the thing called? The Adam Port look. So cringe. So fucking cringe, man. He doesn't even wear it anymore now because everyone wears it, right? This little uniform, this little costume, the silk scarf over the hat. Too much, man. Come on, guys. It looked like it cleared out towards the end though. It looked like a lot of people left. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just looking at the clips and stuff. It looked like people cleared out towards the end. Maybe they got too flustered. They couldn't bother to fight for the spaces. It looked really empty towards the end. Cool. Big up that girl. She smashed it. Good little clips there. Let me see one more review, then we'll end it. What's this person say? I was there too last year in Finsbury. The experience was super boring. Sound was bad. Stage looked crap last year. I just gave up on Keinemusik after that. I also sold my ticket for Keinemusik Amsterdam after I experienced the one in London. Wow. Yo, these are super fans, isn't it? They buy tickets in advance like that. They buy one from London, one for Amsterdam, one for Berlin, all free. And now some are selling them and shit. So I guess it's still good for them because they get money in their pockets, but the fans are not going to be there. But then I went to Voodoo Village in Belgium, Adam Port and me, and were also playing there on Sunday. And I had zero expectation for them, none. But for the first moment, they touched the decks till the last second. It was straight fire. You see, that's what happens. So I wonder if it's just you catch them at the wrong time because they're human. I wonder if that's actually the aspect of it. Are they shit, or do you just catch them at the wrong time? Like, let's look at this. Let's look at fucking let's go on RA and let's check Adam Port's RA. Maybe it's just an unlucky thing. Maybe you have to kind of look at their listings and figure out a date that it looks like they get some rest on either side, and you might find them refreshed. You know, maybe that's the key, because let's see their listings, because their listings are crazy, isn't it? Right? So this is Adam Port's RA calendar thing. Up and coming gigs. He's playing in Athens today. Full Circle presents Adam Port and Ammi playing. He's playing at Brunch Electronic, which is on 28th in Madrid. Then he has a break for a bit from June. Yeah, maybe like a 2-week break. He has a 2-week break from June 28th to the 13th, it seems like. Then there's a Keinemusik Paris event. So this might be flames. So maybe what you should do if you're a Keinemusik fan is maybe try to go to one of these 2 events. The 28th in Madrid or the 13th of July in Paris. That might be good. Those 2 events might be good because they've got a big break in between. Then, or maybe the Keinemusik event in New York City. That might actually be good because I don't think they're playing any other events, any other places in America. I'm assuming because of exclusivity deals, they're playing that one gig in New York City. Keinemusik, Adam Paul and Rampa playing on the 26th of July. Next event they're doing is in Berlin on the 23rd of August. Then another one on... So all these events will be better than London. All of these events, unfortunately. Madrid, Paris, New York, Berlin, Johannesburg, and Cape Town will all be better than fucking... Especially Johannesburg and Cape Town because they'll be in Africa. And they'll want to show out. Do you know what I mean? They'll be in the birthplace of fucking Amapiano and tribal stuff. They're gonna want to show out, right? But yeah, unfortunately that's the vibe. And then let's see some. I want to see Rampa as well. I want to see what his listings are saying. Has he got the same type of? I wonder if they even listed as Keinemusik. Maybe it looks like they do the names individually. Let's see Rampa's listings. How's his stuff? Yeah, okay, they're all the same. They're all kind of playing the same amount of gigs, to be honest. Not a lot of extra ones. I think he's playing this one by himself, right? Rampa in Turkey, Istanbul, Monkey Projects. But for the most part, they're playing together. And yeah, maybe it's just unlucky the timing that these guys went. A bit unlucky. So this person said the Voodoo Village one in Belgium was really good. So yeah, July 5th, I'll be giving it another try. They're showing Amsterdam because I heard a lot of people enjoyed it last year in Amsterdam. Is it July 5th? Amsterdam. When's Amsterdam? I don't see that one. Paris. Is it Amsterdam July 5th one? Really? Why is that? I don't see that. 5th of July, Amsterdam, Keinemusik. Let's go and let's go on the website. The website will probably tell us what we need to know more. Keinemusik. Let's go to the website. They usually got listings on their website that tell you exactly where they're playing. So let's see. Maybe that will tell us. Let's see dates. There you go. Dates on their website. Let's not go to individual listings. Okay, so yeah, they are playing in Amsterdam. My bad. So yes, these dates are probably a lot better. The ones I mentioned before. So they've got, what would I say here? Will be a good one to go to. The Madrid one, obviously, because there's a break in between, and they're playing in Ibiza because there's a break here. They're playing in Athens on the 21st. Then they break, I think, for a week or 5 days, I say, and then they play on the 20th again. Amsterdam one is happening on the 5th of July, which happens 5 days after Ibiza, which might be good as well. Then they play in Amsterdam again. That's Ammi, sorry, only. Keinemusik Crue together is 13th in Paris, and me on 13th. Okay, they're all playing there. Cool. So there are some dates here. If you're careful and you're clever, you can figure out places where they're going where it's likely to be good. Another one says, trying to give a balanced view. I've been a huge fan since hearing their Essential Mix in 2020, and this was the first time. 2020, you know, I've been listening to them for longer than that. 2020 ain't nothing. The positives, the weather was amazing and really fit the vibe. I liked the daytime rave. It wasn't too crowded inside. Near the back, I'm sure it was different near the front. There was plenty of room to dance. The people around us were mostly pretty friendly. The sound was decent. Someone mentioned it fell off towards the sides, but I felt it was intentional, so there was quieter areas. Oh, okay. The queues of the bars were reasonably quick. The set they played was reasonable. Some great funk, 60s electros, lyrical music, Age of Aquarius. When I first got in around 5:30, I had hoped to hear a few more. The atmospheric tunes, Rapture, Impossible, 2000. I'm not into the vocoder vocals on songs like Move. They played quite a few of those. I wanted to stay to the end, but with 10 minutes left, they dropped one of those vocals and I left. The bad, I've never seen a crowd like that. No, hold on, let's continue. Sorry, I missed that. The good. Playing Wonderwall was a shit show. I get that Adam Port likes to throw a random tune here and there, but no self-respecting DJ would ever play that song. I really can't think of a worse song to play at a rave. It makes them sound like wedding DJs. However, most of the crowd loved it and rushed it with their phones. But to be fair, that's actually a good ender. I'm all for like a good cheesy ender. I'm all for a good cheesy ender, like maybe a good Weezer track. You know what I mean? Like you got to make it a bit fun. But throwing it randomly in the middle of a set is a bit mad. Another one. I've never seen a crowd like that. Totally packed full of Instagram people parading around, taking videos of themselves, completely ignoring the music. I've heard about this at their gigs, but still wasn't ready for it. It was bizarre and grotesque. The fact that there were so many people loved them dropping Oasis song kind of says it all, really. True, to be fair. The people that enjoy Wonderwall at raves and like are definitely the ones you don't want to be around. So this person's got a point. The queue to get in was poorly organized and bordered on dangerous. The stage was pretty lame, with what many people have said. Should have been some screens up. True, they probably should have put some screens. That's a good point, to be fair. That big London thing probably wasn't necessary. Probably put some screens up. I could see Anmy because he was wearing a white t-shirt and a hat, but couldn't make out the other two at all. The bars ran out of a lot of drinks near the end, so there's some of the food stalls. Overall, I enjoyed it. Imagine bars running out of drinks. They're my favorite electronic artist. I was with good company and the weather was great. It was a low bar for me, have a good time, but I'm not going to rush back to them, which is unusual for me. I've seen lots of my favorites over and over, which is Rampant on me. Rah. Simply stop supporting the show. Honestly, this was the worst Keinemusic show ever. Security was shit. All this was shit. I think most of the things people are saying, expected a big event, long queues. As for the set, 5 hours is a long time, so I understand why there was a lot of filler. Some actually enjoyed. Yeah, but that's no excuse. 5 hours is no excuse for filler. You can still have a good filler. You can still have a good 5 hour set that has bangers on it. It doesn't have to be filler. But again, this sounds like each London show is regressing and getting worse, this person says. First saw them in Troxy a few years ago and really enjoyed that night. Note, this was before they became massively popular and still played decent music. None of this Afro house bollocks. I think this person doesn't like black people. Saw them in Finsbury Park. I honestly thought they were kidding, by the way. Kidding, joke, relax. Fucking terrible, crap in fact, boring, lazy, meandering. Set went nowhere. Watching them slowly dilute their potential over the years has been disappointing. Okay, fair play. Fair play. People didn't like it. People really didn't like it. Now, will they respond? Will they say anything about it? I don't think so. They're going to ignore it, pretend it never happened, and just keep on moving on. Here's another post, actually. Are there any complaints here? Now stop playing mainstream TikTok pop. You will soon lose the real fans. Very poor mixing and track selection, someone says here. The front row is dead. A dream night in London with Keinemusik, no clouds, just pure vibes and golden sunset. Can we please split and make 2 events? One for camera addicted and one for people dancing? That's a good point, actually. Not sure what all the complaints are about. This was the absolute worst event I've ever been to. With being overcrowded, shit speakers, and do not get me started on the music. The worst experience. Way disappointed. Instead of overcrowded events to the point of disaster, focus on delivering good quality. Somebody get track 4. The set was poor. I'm still scratching. Wow. Where's Wonderwall and Party for You? Amazing. Worst set list played since forming. Ruined, crazy for it. Ruined positions. Wow. All the real comments deleted. Oh, are they deleting comments, really? Are they deleting comments? I don't think so. Track ID. Okay, cool. Let's actually see. Is there a Crank? I think there's a Krankbrother page 2, right? Let me actually check out what Krankbrother are saying. I'm curious to see what fucking Krankbrother are saying about the overall event. Did they have bad comments on their page too, or is it just left for Keinemusik to handle? Okay, there's Krankbrothers. Let's see what Krankbrothers page is saying, because I bet their comments aren't that great either, is it? And actually, let's go back to this one. Are there any videos? There's videos here. Let's see what this sounds like. I like that shirt though. That shirt's pretty good. That shirt is really fucking good. What's it called again? Is it Sandman? Well, I forgot the artist that has that song called Sandman. I think that's the one, right? Where the artwork comes from. I think that's pretty cool. Actually, you know what? Let me quickly refresh this because I want to hear this properly, and my computer's going a bit daddy do. Cool. Let's see anything more here. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, there you go. Let's play this again one more time. Okay, next one. A lot of people, isn't it? I also get the feeling like all the complaints are really fair, because if you think about it, obviously the crowd and the mute and this volume, whatever, put that aside. I think a lot of people are basically saying if they actually DJ better, it would be a way funner event. People are disappointed with the set, with the mixing, with the song selection. Like truly disappointed with that, which kind of is a good thing, because it means, you know, that's probably the easiest thing to control. How you play, the songs you play, how you mix. So maybe not all is lost. Maybe not all is lost. I wonder why I didn't have any screens. Now I'm thinking of it aloud. I'm thinking most likely the reason why I didn't have any screens is because it's really expensive to put LED screens up, LCD screens up. But I think they should have put some screens up. That would have probably made the experience better, especially if you had a screen where people in the crowd were spotlighted. So you could see the DJs no matter how far you were, and then a roaming camera that picked out all the baddies and shit. That'd be pretty cool. People would obviously be, you know, playing up to the camera as well and create like a good little vibe. It's a bit corny and cheesy, but I think that would have worked really well with this particular situation. Yeah, like zero dancing, innit? People in that crowd are hardly moving. Not sure if they're not moving because it's really packed or because they're tired or they just don't want to dance, but like there's not a lot of like skanking, innit? Just phones in the air. But I'm not gonna lie, I love that DJ table. I'm not gonna lie. I love that clear plastic table thing. So you can see through the fucking stage. I think that's sick. I think that's fucking cool. I love that. But I'm curious to see if everyone's going to start copying him and wearing that silk scarf across your body like that now, instead of putting it over your head. A lot more multicultural there towards the back. That was really cool. This song is hard, by the way. What song is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is Never Ender Rampa remix. This is really good. Hard. Cool. Next one. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Me ready to worsen an already tense situation with someone wanted him. Okay, cool. I don't mind that, I don't mind that, I don't mind that. So, all in all, bit of a shit show, but everyone that was there, I guess, enjoyed themselves to some degree. Maybe some lessons will be learned for the next show, hopefully, fingers crossed. One can only hope, one can only hope. Big up them. Let's see if they can turn it around. Let's see if they can turn it around.